saw you on Hoda and Kathy or whoever it is, and you were talking about you wanted to be fat shamed. Which was that recent? You were saying that? Is that something that?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, because I weighed myself and I've suddenly got heavier again. See, this is it, right? So I was thin till about 28. I was poor and thin, and then I got a job, and those were my eating years. And I reached a peak at about 48, and I was lying on the floor, right, in a sweat, right, and saying to Jane, I think I'm having a heart attack, right? And I thought, it might be a stroke, because I'd eaten 11 sausages, right?
Really?
Yeah.
That'll give it to you.
Yeah, that's it. And Jane said, you've got to look after yourself. And I thought, yeah, I have, right? So I started working out. And I did it with just working out. You know, I didn't really stop anything. I don't eat meat anymore, but I didn't stop anything. I still took in like 2,500 calories, and I drink every night.
Is this after you were successful that you had this almost stroke?
Yeah,
Okay.
48, yeah. So, and I lost weight. I lost about 25 pounds, and that was it, right? But now I still eat and drink too much, but I physically can't work out enough the next day because I'm getting old and my joints. So I'm steadily getting fatter, and I suppose I put 10 of the pounds back on. And so I said to people, right, this is slippery slope, fat shame me, and they were sending in tweets to me.
It's hard to keep it off because I've also lost weight, so I know
you were a fat little thing, weren't you?
I was a pig.
Oh, yeah.
I was a pig.
Yeah, no, like a little. I'll tell you what you're like. You're like, you know, like I've always thought of you more of an amphibian or a reptile than a human. You know that, right?
Yes.
And you used to be like a fat frog. Do you know what I mean? A disgusting fat frog. And at first I thought, oh my God, this guy. I'm going to read about this guy in the next 5 years, and he's in jail for something horrendous that's never been done before. Do you know what I mean?
Like, I didn't know this was humanly possible.
Yeah,
I didn't know people were capable.
Serial killers are asking him to move wings in the
Something
prison.
that creeps even them out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then he how did you get fit?
Same way you did. I just got sick of it, and I started eating better in the gym, and I wish I had a better reason. That was it. I just started working out and just being aware of it. But the hardest part is when you put 5 pounds back on, which everyone does. We all fucking do it. It's stopping the bleeding and going, okay, just stop. There's always that addict thinking, I'm like, oh, fuck it, I've already blown it. Let me go. The hardest part is stopping.
Mine is still sort of stubbornness because I did it all without giving anything up, and that's getting harder now.
Yeah.
So, as I say, I physically can't work out like Rocky anymore because I ache, and you know. Also, your metabolism goes down when you get older. It's still no excuse.
Right.
It's still simple science. If you take in more calories than you burn off, you put on weight. It's as simple as that, right?
What are you eating? If you're not eating meat anymore, what are you eating that's putting on weight? Like, what do you binge on?
I still eat, bread and pasta and cheese and all those things. I'm pretty healthy, you know. I try and eat protein. I do all that, but then I have a bottle of wine every night. You know, which is like
that's sugar, right? A lot of sugar.
Yeah, 36 spoonfuls of sugar in a bottle of wine, apparently. So it's the craziest waste of calories.
Right.
But it's wine. It's alcohol. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Makes you feel good.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I don't care. After the second bottle of wine, I don't care that I'm fat anymore.
That's the real cure.
Exactly.
You don't look fat, though. You don't look fat. I think you look good at this, right? Seriously.
Luckily, I didn't throw away all my big black T-shirts.
The trick is to start drinking wine during the day, and then that way during the day you won't notice that you're fat either.
And you burn it off more, don't you? Because you're staggering around drunk, which burns calories. But that's
I just figured you'd be too drunk to realize that you're fat during the day because
it's the hobo plan. You drink, but you walk the streets.
That's
and that burns a lot of calories.
But the hard part is
wander aimlessly to burn calories.
And shouting and swearing and kicking boxes. That uses 200 calories an hour.
You clench the core when you yell.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
when you put on a shirt that used to fit, like you start to notice it's a slow thing too. Like you put on, like I have size 1s and size 0s, and I threw out a lot of my 1s. I'm like, no, you're not going to give these to grow back into. You're going to feel it if you start fattening up
again.
What
do you mean size 1 and 0s? Of what? I thought only dresses come in size 0 and size 1 and stuff.
Well, we all have our lifestyle choices.
Like men's clothes don't come in size 0 and size 1.
No, they do. These T-shirts I wear, it's very fancy brand.
What?
You wouldn't. but they're 1 and 0, and I wore the zeros and they fit me. But then after like a few weeks of being shitty, like after I shot my special in December, but then you shoot, you reward yourself a little, and then you start putting it on and you feel it grips the side. But it's real light, and it's real light, and then the next time it just grips the under the titty a little bit, and it starts, and then before you know it, you have to go to size 1.
Well, if you're referring to yourself as having titties,
Yes, I am.
You know something's wrong immediately.
Right.
Can I tell you, one time I had a girl say that to me. She called my chest tits. She was being degrading, and she licked my nipple, and it drove me crazy. And she's like, "Oh, you like your titties licked?" And I went crazy. It was so humiliating.
You liked it because it was
Yeah.
even
It was
more
so
humiliating.
Yeah, she called me tits.
This conversation's gone downhill pretty quickly.
It really did.
That was from 0 to 60, wasn't it? The nice thing about health, and then he went. Once this girl was degrading me.
Well, that's why the Netflix trailer works, because that is where it goes.
Imagine Charlie Rose just going, "Oh, that reminds me of a very funny thing that happened to me yesterday."
Yeah, if Charlie Rose starts going, it's like when you get pissed on, right?
Yeah.
Charlie, like, what are we doing?
I'll bet you he does. I'll bet you he lays down with his mouth open and goes, "Oh, make the rose grow. Make the rose grow."
Make the rose grow.
Yeah. Right, okay. That is libelous, and we have no information.
Oh, it was just a guess.
Yeah, it was just you're allowed to guess.
It's
You're allowed
Charlie
to
Rose.
guess.
Charlie Rose theories.
I tell you one thing: if Charlie Rose did sue me, the funny part, it would be worth getting sued for just to have the deposition. Where
He'd read out in court.
He'd have to explain.
And then the judge is reading out, and he suddenly says, "Mr. Norton, why are you masturbating?"
Mr. Rose,
Read it slower. Read it slower.
have you ever been urinated? No, I've never been urinated on. We'd have to call in people he slept with. It'd be well worth it.
Has he ever said to you, "Make the rose grow"?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that would be well worth it.
I think so.
But when I was sort of losing weight, I think I lost the weight. I lost 25 pounds in about like 6 months, just really going for it. And it was between the first 2 Golden Globes I did, and I remember the suits I sort of had, I'd take into the sort of dry cleaners and repair shop and take an inch in. I took them in again, took another inch in. It was great. And then when I got fat again, I'm too embarrassed to take them back and go take the inch out again. You know what I mean? So they're just in my wardrobe, all these suits. It's a varying sizes of these suits.
Because now it's time to buy new suits because you're not going to have them taken out.
That's the most depressing thing about clothes.
Yeah.
When you have to buy new ones.
How good does it feel when you can go shopping and then like all of a sudden things that because shopping is always a nightmare because the
I hate
sizes.
Anyway, though,
it's humiliating.
I was happy that I was sort of fitter and things fit me and I wasn't sweating so much. But I've never really cared about that. I gave that up at 28, pretending about fashion or looking good, or I just want comfort. I'd be happy, I'm in jeans now, which is a bit of a pain to me. I'd rather be here in my pajamas. In fact, I'd rather be in a bucket full of my own shit and urine, just being fed red wine by a nurse, and then she empties the bucket. Right? Oh, that's another one of Jim's things he does.
He likes that. Yeah.
I like to be Caligula fed wine. Got my stomach stabbed.
Like a foie gras goose, just there. Unbelievable. So yeah, that's and it's also it's so relative. You're not going to see me on one of those documentaries anytime soon, being airlifted to hospital. But do you know what I mean?
There's a big gap.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a huge gap. Yeah, I'm.
But you get addicted to the compliments too. You get addicted to people going, "Hey, you look good," and like all of a sudden that became a motivator. People who don't see you for a while. I told you when Ozzy came in, and it's the truth. I didn't think he knew who I was. I'd interviewed him 50 times, but he would never. And then he remembered me and realized I had lost weight. That motivated me for 3 years. The fact that he recognized I lost weight.
There's always someone on Twitter that says, "Oh, you look better, fat."
Oh, please.
What?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're a bit haggard now. That skin looks a bit.
Do you know how many AIDS accusations I've gotten on Twitter?
Oh, someone said that to me. Yeah, it looks ill. It
Yeah.
looks ill. Well, I can't win.
No.
What do you want?
Or the minute like you show a photo of yourself skinny. Didn't you used to be funny? You were funny when you were fat.
Yeah. Like I expect you to die of a heart attack because so you're not. That's ridiculous. It's a myth as well. It's
and they don't realize we hate ourselves as much now as before, just for different reasons.
Well,
My
the thing is,
self-hatred
I
is
didn't
gone.
care. I didn't particularly care. I wasn't going. Oh my god! I enjoyed food more than being healthy. It's as simple as that. It was a life choice, though. It was never. I didn't have any excuses, but I don't remember being that worried about it.
What's the hardest thing for you to not eat? What's the hardest thing for you? What's the food that you're like, fuck, I can't not eat this?
I mean, because I'm in here, the first thing I thought of saying was cock. just because you asked me it.
No,
I
no,
thought
I
that'd be a
understand.
funny answer, and I thought.
Jim had the same answer.
I mean, anywhere else, that would never pop into my head to say, "Oh, it'd be funny to say cock because it's Jim asking the question on Charlie Rose." So, Ricky, what's the one thing you can resist eating? Cock. Okay, cut there. Can we cut there?
No,
So
we
you
all
said,
know
"Oh,
Charlie. He'd go, I hear you.
Yeah. theories about Charlie Rose. I would love to see Hoda's face if Hoda was like, Ricky.
Stop talking about people I know and I might have to work with again."
And then you're like, well, Hoda, mainly cock.
She would probably laugh at that, though. They seem like they
Yeah,
drink
they're
wine
great.
on their show. They're
Yeah,
drunk half the
Cock on
time.
NBC.
No, you can't
That's
say
true.
cock unless you're talking about a male chicken.
Right.
Then you can say it.
Then,
yeah.
well, that's what I was talking about, Hoda. Male chicken. I don't like the female chickens. They don't
Yeah.
taste as good.
Thank you. What was I saying?
The hardest food for
How
you
much
not
do you like
to
to
eat.
eat cock?
Well, the hardest food to give up is obviously would be any alcohol. That's not strictly a food. I like savoury things. I like what everyone likes because we're mammals. I like fatty, salty foods. Do you know what I mean? Cheeses and pastas and things like that. I don't think that's to be the hardest thing. And I cut down on it.
Does your green room have a lot of stuff in it? Like on the road, I had to have pretzels taken out of my rider. Literally, my road manager would hide the pretzels.
Yeah,
'cause they
no,
send me on
that's
binges.
the thing. That's the other thing as well. That when you graze, when there's things out, when there's like bowls of crisp out, you eat ridiculous. You eat 9 bags of crisp. You wouldn't open 9 bags of
Right.
crisps and eat them at home. So I do little tricks. So I've got protein crisps now, which is they taste just like crisp, but
Right.
they're like a whey. That so it's not potato.
It's not as bad.
Yeah, so it's like 100 calories instead of 200. So you do little tricks like that, and I suppose I try and have a proper meal. I try and have like protein and vegetable, but I've still got the palate of a 5. Deep down, we're all
Yeah.
the same, you know. I'd eat if someone said we've just found a way pizza isn't fattening, I'd eat pizza all day.
It's literally all I would eat.
Of course,
So good.
Is there
Of
anything
course.
better than Tasty Delight? I love giving
Yes.
myself a little treat. Tasty Delight is fucking
What's
rules.
Tasty Delight?
It's like a
Frozen yogurt. There's lots
Froyo.
of things better than frozen
No,
yogurt.
there's not.
Yeah, there are.
There's many things better
Yeah.
than frozen
Ice cream
yogurt.
ball. I can't have ice cream. It's too much.
Ice cream. Oh, puddings are great. Yeah, I
Pudding
don't-
rules.
Yeah, I know. Pudding rules. Yeah, I always try to work what the euphemism is when I'm talking to him. Like
Right.
pudding rules. That's
Where are we going
No,
here?
we're in prison. What would that mean? Who wants pudding means something else in gym talk. Charlie Rose pops his head around the corner. Did someone say pudding?
When Charlie Rose and Jim get together, you got to be careful what you say yes to.